My wife risked her marriage and kids to cheat on me with her coworker. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today, we've got a story from r/relationships where Op's wife, after 11 years of being together, cheated on him with her coworker, risking her marriage and kids in the process. Before we start, if you have any personal stories of how you got out of a toxic relationship with your cheating wife or girlfriend that you want to share, feel free to email them to me. Let's get started. Original story. My wife, 28F, and I, 31M, have been together for 7 years, married 4. We have a great marriage and 2 children, 3F and 2M. We were each other's one and only sexual partner. Last week she ended up going home with a coworker on Friday night, lying and saying it was a work function. Specifically, she texted me around 7:30 that a work function suddenly came up and she has to go. I was a bit pissed since we planned to watch a movie at home and she cancelled without notice, but I saw no reason to mistrust her. She said she would be back by 9:30 and I was okay with that. Then she ends up coming back at 11:30 in hysterics. She's crying and mumbling and admits she slept with her coworker. Lots of anger and crying on my end, and we spent the whole night discussing it. She said that her coworker, a younger guy who had been flirting with her for weeks very persistently, she did not tell me about this, she reasons that it would have never led to something anyway, and showered her with compliments, finally broke down her barriers and they had sex at his place 3 times in 2 hours. She said she felt like she missed out on something by only being with one sexual partner, so did I, but I didn't fucking cheat, and wasn't thinking rationally. She said she got caught up in the moment, for weeks, it seems, and she never planned to cheat on me. She said being treated like a sexy desirable woman by a young handsome guy only clouded her thinking further. I'm not so sure what she means by this since we have plenty of sex, at least 3 times a week, as well as frequent date nights. I asked her to show me her phone, email, and media right there, and there's no sign of him at all. They never spoke outside of work. I thought she might be lying and covering her tracks, but I verified this in the following days and contacted my service provider, and used a text recovery program, and they never had any contact outside of work. My wife is saying it was a one-time mistake and will never happen again. She decided to quit work, handed in her notice already, and also outed the coworker due to the no fraternization policy, and is searching for another job. She also promised to give me complete open access to all her media whenever I want and is pretty much begging me not to leave her. She has apologized and shed more tears than can be counted in numbers. I wanted to stay away from her for a while, but my kids need me, so I told her to give me my space in the house while I think things through. My wife wants to do couples counseling and therapy and wants to pay for it herself so as not to burden me. She's taking full blame for the cheating and assures me I did not contribute to it at all. I never thought I would be the type to consider forgiving cheating. I always thought I would steel myself and go no contact without a second's hesitation. I'm trying to determine the pros and cons of this. Pros: 1, she confessed immediately and with full honesty, answering all of my questions truthfully. 2, she's quitting her job and completely separating from this guy. 3, she's giving me full access to her media. 4, she's taking full blame and responsibility for cheating. 5, she is genuinely remorseful. I know this for a fact. 6, she's using her disposable income to pay for counseling and therapy. 7, a marriage can become stronger after infidelity. Not sure if this is true, but I doubt it. The possibility is there, I suppose. 8, I do love my wife beyond measure and can't imagine loving another woman or having another woman be the mother of my children. Cons: 1, she fucking cheated on me. We have kids, damn it, and she fucking cheated. 2, she lied to me about this work function bullshit. She deliberately texted me a lie to cover for her getting pounded by the coworker. 3, she admits that the sex was mind-blowing and she enjoyed it immensely. 4, she never told me about the flirting, even as it went on for weeks. 5, she wasn't drunk, she willingly and intentionally had sex with him. This one hurts a lot since she decided to forsake our family just for a few hours with the coworker. 6, trust will take a very, very long time to rebuild, if at all. I don't know if I want to invest years into trying to repair what might be fundamentally broken. 7, I fear her cheating may have permanently destroyed any potential intimacy with my wife. Just seeing her or thinking of her conjures images of her getting fucked by the other guy, and it would be impossible to not think of such things during intimacy. 8, I have lost a huge amount of respect for her, I doubt I have any left. Our marriage and children meant so little to her that she chose the guy's dick over them. Also, all it took to get her to throw away all notions of fidelity and loyalty were a few weeks of flirting and compliments. I thought my wife had a modicum of self-control and dignity, but it appears I'm wrong about this. What do I do, kids? Try to work through this or just say fuck it and move on? For the latter, I can be a vengeful Chillingworth-like bastard, so I would probably pretend to forgive her while secretly making moves to get a favorable divorce settlement for myself. It's probably just fantasy, but I'll be damned if I don't try my hardest to not get screwed out of everything I worked so hard to achieve the last 10 years. If there are any pros and cons I missed, please mention them. Before we take a look at some replies by other Redditors, take a moment to like the video to show your support to the channel. Don't forget to leave your own opinion on the story in the comments down below. Now let's look at some comments. Downvote of Alicorina wrote, "Cheating typically never just happens. She had to flirt with the guy for weeks. Arrange to go back to his place. Think up a lie to tell you. Text you the lie. Get into a car and go to his place. Have sex with him. Again. And again. There were a dozen times she could have stopped it. She chose not to. And in doing so, she chose someone other than you. Never forget that." Beep Beep Richie 1 wrote, "To me, there are some actions that remorse just doesn't cover. It's not just about your marriage. She made the sober decision that she was perfectly willing to risk throwing her entire family life into flux just to feel hot and desired. She decided that her children's stable, two-parent upbringing was well worth that risk. And then the final knife to the heart is that she made that same sober decision 2 more times in a few hours. To me, that middle finger to my kids would be unforgivable." Fritz Naylor wrote, "You don't have to decide this now. Why not go to counseling to decide whether or not you want to try to salvage the marriage or not? Make it clear that is what you are going for." Reddit is famous for the dump the bitch knee-jerk response. You may ultimately decide to leave, but the truth is that many couples do work through infidelity, and you have listed some things about the situation that point to genuine remorse on her part. Either way will be super difficult. I'm sorry. Check out the Surviving Infidelity subreddit. Froggy McNasty wrote, "First off, don't stay for the kids, it won't work. They will see your resentment, and will see how unhealthy things are. Do not give them that as an example of how marriages are. Unfortunately, you're right, your wife's cheating has permanently altered your relationship. You can rebuild trust, but you know firsthand that you can't fully trust her because she was willing to hurt you in the first place. Also, telling you about how mind-blowing the sex was with that younger handsome guy, whoa, cunt move right there. She expects you to not feel some sort of long-term damage from a line like that? No way. If I were you, I'd seriously just go for the divorce. The simple fact is that she betrayed you, and in her own words she enjoyed it. The time she hurt you, is a time she had a good time with. So no, she does not deserve another chance to do this again." Gustav VA wrote, "You don't owe her forgiveness or a second chance, but this is where I think the subreddit gets lost in the dump the cheater mentality. She immediately copped to what she did and followed all the steps you'd expect a remorseful person to follow. Even with that, you're allowed to tell her to fuck off and get a divorce. But if you want to try and save the marriage, you have every right to quit at any point in the reconciliation process. You're allowed to take it step by step, e.g., see how you feel in a month, then 3 months, then 6. There's nothing that binds you to keep trying if you change your mind or just stop thinking it's worth it. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I think most people here will tell you to drop her, and I definitely admit that I understand the reaction. However, as terrible as this is, she is showing something that seems like authentic remorse. Definitely not a sorry, 'cause I got caught situation. Good luck. What do you think about all of this? Should Op forgive his wife? Also, even if he did, would his relationship ever heal from this? Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss an upload.